What if I told you that we can reprogram your genes to stop your hair loss and even so that is gene biohacking therapy. I am Dr. Arvind Poswal from Dr. A's Clinic, Delhi, India, backed by a lot of research. And that is gene biohacking therapy, a safe and effective treatment which you can carry out yourself at home also. So today I'll be talking about what is gene biohacking therapy, who can benefit from it, how to carry it out, and what is the scientific basis behind it. So gene biohacking therapy, before we talk about this, we have to understand a basic misconception. Everyone who starts turning bald is told that hair loss is genetic. So they readily blame it on their genes. Sometimes on lifestyle also, but mostly on their genes. Now you have to understand that if hair loss was only genetic, then children of bald people would be born bald. But children are not born bald. Eye color is purely genetic. You see it in the children since birth. Now when children are not born bald, what does it tell us? It tells us that the genes of hair loss are silent in everyone, all individuals when we are born. But without our knowing, we sometimes switch on those genes. In previous generation, those genes used to be switched on at a later date. That's why young people always say that my forefathers lost hair, but at a much later age. Nowadays, it is happening at a much younger age. People are getting bald at 18 to 20 years of age. It is becoming an epidemic. So, rather than just going for medicines blindly, you have to understand the process of hair loss. Why are your genes of hair loss suddenly activated? And how can you switch them off? Flip the switch off. It is possible. So that is what I'll be talking about in the first part of this video. So let's understand gene biohacking therapy. So gene biohacking is first of all a non-surgical treatment, and also it does not use any pharmaceutical drugs like finasteride or minoxidil lotion or dutasteride. So we are not concerned about the side effects of those medicines, but we have to also understand the concept behind it. So whom does gene biohacking therapy help the most? If you are losing your hair, you will notice that the first stage is when your hair starts becoming thin and you start seeing your scalp, but almost all your hair roots are still there. If you take a clear picture of the top of your head, if you are losing hair, and zoom in, then you will see a lot of hair roots are still there. As long as the hair roots are there, your stem cells are there. If we modulate your genes properly, if we carry out the gene biohacking therapy consistently and properly, we can stimulate those stem cell hairs to start multiplying so that you get your natural hair growth back. After all, if you are young and you are losing hair before time, that is not your genetic destiny to lose hair at that age. You have to understand that it is you who have switched on unknowingly, but it is you who have switched on the genes. So if we switch them on, then we must learn how to switch them off. So then we come to the gene biohacking proper. Always understand in simple language. You have hair roots. Hair roots contain stem cells. From within your body, only your blood can reach those hair roots or the stem cells. So the composition of the blood, which I also call the epigenome, is the switch by which your genes of hair loss are activated. What does your blood contain? The things you eat, what you drink, what you breathe, whatever touches your skin or scalp, water, chemicals, anything, and whatever hormones and stress chemicals are being made in your body. When these things go wrong, then that is the time when you start losing your hair. So when does this happen? For most people, if you ask them, when did you start losing hair? They'll come up with specific events in their life. Like a person goes to hostel from school or joins a college, shifts to another city. Sometimes we'll hear people going to Kota or to Bangalore or to London or to New York. They suddenly say that we started losing a lot of hair. It's not only the water which is at fault there. It may be hard water, but also understand that suddenly the person goes from his ancestral diet to a highly processed diet, mostly outside food, and a higher stress levels also. That is what weakens the hair roots. It sort of starves your stem cells. So they won't multiply, the hair starts weakening, and you start noticing that as increased hair fall. In gene biohacking, we'll be reversing this step by step. So first thing is, of course, you have to improve your lifestyle. And remember, whatever you eat will have its effect on your hair roots. Whatever you eat and drink will show on the hair growth. It's not that you say that sometimes I eat and sometimes I don't. Every meal that you eat. One cannot see the bad effects on the heart or the liver or the kidney, but the hair is right there. So your hair is an indicator of or hair loss rather is an indicator of something going wrong in your lifestyle. Correct that one first of all. Second, your hair roots have stem cells. They need nutrition. So you have to learn to feed them. Calcium is required for bones. Protein is required for muscles. Don't confuse that. For hair, minimum you need is omega and biotin, and take them in the correct quantity, not too little. You need those things to be able to feed your hair stem cells. Many times you see people, they lose hair after COVID or any major illness. What is happening at that time? The virus are not going into the hair roots. They are just eating up, using up all the nutrition. So the blood has almost nothing. And when it goes to your hair roots, it can't feed the hair roots or the stem cells. That is why you see a lot of hair fall after any major illness. So once you understand this concept, you will understand why you should be feeding your hair. Not today, not tomorrow, preferably for the rest of your life. These are not drugs, omega or biotin, these are supplements, food, which you should have increased in your diet. But because nowadays a lot of our diet contains processed foods, Maggi, tomato ketchup, bread, and all those things with preservatives, so we don't get the required quantity of biotin and omega. That is why I normally recommend. The second thing is to use a derma roller, micro needling. In any area of your head where you have hair thinning, whether you are a male or a female, micro needling should be your first step. And micro needling in the correct manner. In the head, you should not make crisscross with the derma roller or derma pen or derma stem. You have to go in the direction of the hair and go back and forth and make sure that you use at least 1 millimeter needle on the derma roller, and there should be pinpoint bleeding. There is a very big importance of this pinpoint bleeding. Not only do you open up the pores in the skin so that antioxidants and good things can go inside, but whenever you have a needle prick in your skin anywhere and you have pinpoint bleeding, the body gets a signal, its regenerative system gets activated and it sends platelets, and platelets contain growth factors. This is something which was taught to all of us in schools. So that is the first step that you should be doing, microneedling with pinpoint bleeding, so that the body sends platelets and growth factors and you get a PRP like benefit with just derma rolling at your own home yourself. So that is the first step. The second is, of course, using good antioxidant serums like resveratrol grapeseed serum and fisetin liposomal lotion and even NMN lotion. These are the modern gene supplement or gene biohacking tools. These are natural, they are without side effects, and they work at the cellular level in your hair roots. Normally, if you follow a good lifestyle, I have found that within 1 month of this process, the hair fall reduces drastically. And especially if you are young and have started losing hair in recent times, in 3 to 4 months, you will even notice those hair getting stronger. Take regular pictures of your hair where you have hair thinning, so that you can monitor it yourself also. Now, if you have any doubts about this, do not hesitate to contact me by WhatsApp or by email. Let me know your questions. And remember to share this video with your friends who may be losing hair, and to like this video and also to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.